Hi YouTubers, Chris the Atheist 1 here again. Yes, it's my third YouTube video in less than a week, so sue me. I want to talk to you today about Christianity. Now, as I may have told you before, I was a Christian in every sense of the word for over 40 years. That means that I believe Jesus Christ was the Son of God and that God raised him from the dead. And I walked around telling everybody about him and, generally making a pest of myself. I was a fucktard and a creatard, and I, argued the Jesus point ad nauseum. And I look back on those days and I gotta say, I'm a little embarrassed about it, But, I kind of dedicate my life now to making up for all that wasted time, feeling guilty and terrible for no reason. See, there's some things about Christianity that I've noticed lately, now that there are so many more of us atheists around. It seems like the Christians are beginning to panic, and they're reverting to some pretty underhanded things in order to save their religion. One of those underhanded things is that they're beginning to give us weasely interpretations of the Bible. They're trying to weasel out of some core facts that are endemic to Christianity that frankly they're not going to be able to weasel out of logically and still claim that they're Christians. Now, we know that Christianity is the worship and belief in the divinity of Christ. So, in order to be a Christian, there are some things that you have to take for granted. Thing one, you have to believe that there's a God. Somewhere out there. There's an all-knowing, all-loving, and all omnipresent, omnipotent God. Somewhere out there. He's invisible, but he's out there. So that's thing one. No matter how you try to frame it, that's the biggie. Number two, you have to believe that God made everything and everybody in the universe, and that he made human beings the curious, intelligent, impulsive creatures that we are, and that he put us on this planet knowing that we were curious and impulsive, and that he also created a talking snake. Now, you can argue that this was, Lucifer and he rebelled and all this other crap, but, God is God. He could have just blinked his eyes and said, "You're out of there." But he didn't. So he knew that there was going to be a talking snake in the Garden of Eden. He knew that those primitive, superstitious people, Adam and Eve, were going to eat the fruit off that magical tree. And he had to have known that he was going to curse mankind for all eternity. So, number two, you have to believe in original sin. The third thing is that you have to swallow that God decided several thousand years later to come down to earth, be reincarnated or incarnated as a human being by spiritually inseminating the Virgin Mary, by ejaculating in his spiritual way into a 14 or 15-year-old girl without disrupting her hymen, and that he was born, lived a certain number of years, and then offered himself up as a blood sacrifice to forgive us for sins that he could have instantly forgiven us for to begin with. Okay, that's the third thing. You have to believe in the validity of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Thing 3. No matter how you try to frame this, no matter how much you sugarcoat it, no matter what you say about it, in order for it to be Christianity, it has to contain those 3 elements. It just has to. There's no getting around it. And I'm sorry, as an atheist and as a rational human being, I'm not prepared to believe that there's an invisible man in the sky who created 2 ignorant people, and that one of those people, or both of them, were talked into eating the fruit off of a magical tree by a talking snake, and were subsequently cursed forever and ever until this invisible guy came down to earth, had himself slaughtered in a blood sacrifice, and now he's a cosmic zombie and you have to believe in him or go to hell. I'm having a tough time with that, people. And you can cut it any way you want to, but it's still going to be the same. So, my thing to you is, if you want me to believe in God, you're going to have to show me some evidence. By evidence, I mean footprints, a piece of cloth off his robe, some hairs. Pubic hairs would be bonus points. Imagine that. I'd have to see some feces. I want to see some God shit. You know, if you can find some droppings, that would be good. Also, some photographs would be nice. Until then, and until you can reconcile the ludicrous and absurd core elements of religion, Christianity especially, and I'm saying they're all stupid, but Christianity really takes the biscuit for being the stupidest. And until you can come up with a better story than that, you're going to have to deal with one less Christian in the world, namely me. So, good luck with that. And I wish you the best, and I hope someday you come to your senses. Until then, don't torment your local atheist, because it's not that we don't want to believe, it's that we can't. Because you know, the Flintstones are more believable than God. Why? Well, dude, I can turn my television on and see Fred Flintstone. Can you turn the TV on and see God? Mm-mm. Happy holidays, everybody, and happy Secularismus. Peace.